Oliver Hollis Lake, Saber Interactive.
So, Oliver, what are you showing here at GDC?
We're showing World War Z. We've previously shown the co-op campaign modes, and we're now showing the PvP mode as well.
So talk about what it's like seeing journalists play the PvP mode here for the first time.
One of the great things about showing this game off is that we get to see actual, real people playing the game and having a good time. So yeah, there's been a lot of colourful language. And
can you talk about the different modes and game modes you can play in the PvP mode?
So in the PvP mode, we have multiple objective-based modes. So the one we're showing at the moment is the King of the Hill, so it's capture and hold the point. We call it PvPvZ because right as you're just about to win, 300 zombies will come rampaging through and spoil your plans.
So talk about like what having zombies in a game opens up for your team creatively in like a competitive PvP mode.
Having zombies can really liven things up because you may find that you're fighting your enemies, and then when the zombies show up you forget your differences so you can take on the horde and then wait for that perfect moment to turn it back on each other. I've made the most of that quite a few times.
What do you think it is about zombies or the undead in general that have withstood the test of time, especially in gaming?
It's amazing how long zombies have been a focus of horror games and movies, and I guess it's just the ability to mindlessly mow down the living dead with no feeling of guilt that makes it so attractive.
So what's been your greatest challenge working on World War Z?
By far the greatest challenge is creating these swarms. You know, we've got upwards of 500 enemies on screen all at the same time, and they're real enemies, working together like a kind of school of piranha fish. And to create that kind of encounter without sacrificing graphical quality has been tricky, but fortunately we've got some clever minds on it.
Paramount made a movie based on a book, and now you guys are taking place in that cinematic universe. Talk about that relationship with them if you have one.
Yeah, well, Paramount have been fantastic. The thing about the movie that was so perfect for a game was these swarms. So when we took the idea to them, they were very much up for it. And they've been very helpful. You know, we needed additional zombie types in the game, and so they worked with us to find stuff that would work with their universe. So we have special zombie types, and they gave us any resources we needed. So we have a co-op campaign mode as well, where 4 players can get together and kind of journey into the story of 4 characters in this world. Essentially it's about working together to take on these massive swarms.
Can you talk about the different environments we'll explore in this co-op campaign?
The way we decided to tell the story was from multiple different perspectives. So we have these episodes in the game, one's in New York, one's in Moscow, and we're showing Jerusalem now, where you see the war from the perspective of different people. So each time it's a different encounter. So you've got the frozen streets of Moscow, you've got the kind of concrete jungle of New York City, and you've also got the kind of arid desert of Jerusalem.
So what have advances in technology, especially in graphical hardware, Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, and now with like the RTX graphics cards open up for your team creatively?
The manufacturers like Sony and Microsoft definitely help us to understand their hardware in advance so that we can be ready for when it comes out. Having that extra graphical and processing power has made a big difference to what we can do here. You know, the number of enemies, the complexity of the sequences, it's been great for us.
You talk about, like, you guys have a lot of zombies on screen at once. Do you have like a rough model count of how many enemies are moving at once?
Facing 500 zombies is not uncommon in our game. Every single level has a unique swarm encounter where you have to use different strategies and tactics and equipment to take them on, but you are genuinely fighting 500 zombies at once. When we looked at making this game, we felt that there was a lack of this kind of 4-player co-op arcade-style action. So what we did is focus on the kind of game that we would want to play. Lots of destruction, giving the players all the tools they need to fight the swarm, massive weapons to rain down lead on them. So that was our main driving force.
You talk about the different weapons in the game, because you guys have heavy weapons, light weapons, that kind of stuff.
We have lots of weapons in the game. We have multiple different types for every kind of weapon you would want to play with. So we have shotguns, assault rifles, SMGs, sniper rifles, everything. The weapons are spawned within the game, but you can also upgrade and customize those weapons outside of play so that when you find them in the levels, they're already maxed out for you, ready to use. We have heavy weapons like grenade launchers, rocket launchers, heavy machine guns, anything you would want to use when blowing up zombies.
So you talk about the PvP mode with these weapons. Do you have a loadout you select before the match, and then that's the loadout you play? Do you have classes? Like, how does it work?
We have a light class system which allows the player to emphasize the kind of play they like. So we have classes in PvP that allow you to choose your loadout, for instance shotgun and Molotovs, or you might want to be an assault rifle and grenades. We have support classes that have things like masking grenades so you can cover your tracks. You have high explosive supply bag drops. There's a lot of variety for whatever kind of play you like.
So when does your game come out and what platforms will it be on?
World War Z comes out on April 16th on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
No, because I have to ask,
Yeah.
any plans for Nintendo Switch?
Our CEO, Matt Koch, loves the Switch. He's a big fan of it. And so he wants to do whatever possible to bring our games to that platform. So if he can make it work, he will.